welcome to the first episode of the Off-Season Files.
It's game time and I'm up one. Name something I ain't done. Name a body that's my type. Air Jordan, I'll take flight. I'm next level, I'm franchise.
To our winner, Julia, Rene.
Hello, my loves, and welcome to the first episode of the Off-Season Files. So, I thought I pressed record when I did my intro for this video, and when I was uploading all the footage, I realized I didn't. So, I was like going on and on and on, and it wasn't even recording. So, this might seem a little choppy, but this is the first episode of the Off-Season Files, guys, and my intention with this series is to shine some light on the struggles that happen and appear during the off season. So you spend so much time preparing for a show, preparing for a date, like there's a lot of like emotions and buildup that happens leading into competing, and then no one really talks about like the aftermath and what happens afterwards, like the weight gain, like body dysmorphia, potential binge eating stuff. And I really wanted to have this series be something that competitors could come back and look on and feel seen and feel heard. So I'm going to be talking about all of those things in today's episode and this series. Just how I'm dealing with the weight gain, like how I'm feeling towards putting on more body fat, like eating more food, hunger levels, like all of the things I want to show you guys, and my game plan for the rest of 2024 and for 2025 for the judges' feedback and what I'm going to be doing differently and how I'm going to improve on the areas that they want me to. So I'm going to take you guys through everything. So I am really, really pumped. The first thing is that we're getting ready to go and do cardio, because I was doing, at the height of my prep, an hour and 45 minutes 6 days a week, which I know is excessive and it's a lot. Like I've told you guys, this is a very extreme sport that I only do for a certain period of time where it gets really extreme. But we've dropped cardio down to 35 minutes, 5 days a week, which my body is loving. So let's jump in to the video. Okay guys, so we're doing 35 minutes of cardio 5 times a week, which is feeling amazing on my body. I am going to be keeping cardio in year round. This isn't something that I used to do in the past, but now bodybuilding is something that I'm taking very seriously, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to keep it year round, because it's a part of my morning routine now, and it holds me accountable. It also keeps my cardiovascular endurance up, which I've worked so hard for this season, and I'm not about to just throw that down the drain. And when I start prepping for another show next year, it won't be so hard for me to get back in the swing of doing cardio because I've been doing it for long. Plus, it's also going to help me maintain a healthy weight in the off season. And by decreasing the amount that I'm doing, it'll also help me in my growing phase so that we don't tap into muscle mass with the extended amounts of cardio. Okay guys, we are home and it's time to make breakfast. It's Saturday, and with my new meal plan and everything like that, Saturday is going to still be my high carb day. So I'm so excited to make my breakfast. I'm gonna do a whole video on like my updated like training, cardio, and nutrition, and like how we're going to go about each phase. Because I didn't know this, because this is my first like true off season with my coach, that like there's different phases in which like we build up to getting back to my maintenance calories. So coach explained it in this whole thing, and I have it all, so I will explain it to you guys in the next video. But I wanted you guys to see this because I organized my pantry a little bit yesterday and I wanted you to see it. Look how beautiful. It's a little dark in here because there's no light, but we have like my little containers and things, and then this is my little basket. I'm gonna need something in that basket for breakfast. Got like protein bars in there and stuff like that. And then down here we have our like back stock of little drinks and energy drinks and stuff. But we are also, these are delicious. There's an H-E-B now that's near my house that has the tomato basil rice cakes, which are so good. And I've been having that with like a tuna. So I'll share that recipe with you guys eventually in this series. And they also had the everything but the bagel. These are so delicious too. Oh, they're so good. But we are going to need this for breakfast. All right. So I still like, for breakfast, I always like to have something that's sweet and something that's savory, because this helps for me to not have so many cravings like throughout the day. So I make sure that I plan for that. So we're gonna do an egg white scramble, and just like we have been doing with like avocado, and we're gonna do the Dave's Killer Bagel. I'm also going to be adding turkey, 93 lean turkey into my egg white scramble. That's one of my favorite things to do to get more protein in. And also these, for one of them, they have an additional 12 grams of protein. So if you're someone that struggles with getting protein in, this is like, those two things are really good options by adding some like, you can also add like beef into your egg white scramble. You can also do turkey bacon, which is delicious. Turkey sausage, like any of those things. So I'm gonna, guys, this is breakfast. Remember how I was telling you that I couldn't wait to just have a bagel? Because this has been a bagel that I've been loving. I've loved these forever. Like, they're so filling, and I'm the kind of person, like, I want a breakfast that's really, really filling. So we have the turkey in here, and I get it from Mega Fit Meals. So it's already cooked and ready to go. I just like warm it up in the pan and saute it with whatever veggies I'm feeling that week. Dave's Killer Bagel, I put a little everything, or wait. I can't believe it's not butter spray. We have some berries, like blueberries and strawberries. I have my greens and reds, which is essential, and some avocado. It is Saturday morning, so normally, like, my routine, I wouldn't like watch TV or anything, but I'm rewatching Sex and the City. I watched it for the first time, I think like the beginning of this year, actually, maybe. And I was like, I'm gonna rewatch it again because I really liked it. And people had told me that, they're like, oh my God, you haven't watched it? And I was like, no. And it always takes me a while to like watch a new show. Cause like, I like the nostalgia behind it. I could not be any happier right now. I have been waiting for you for months. Okay, we got groceries for the week, and I can now have my buff coffee back into my life. You guys know that I was having this like almost every day. So they're coming out with the travel size ones October 8th. So I'm pretty sure by the time you see this video, it's already launched. But they did launch 2 new flavors, which is cinnamon dolce latte and sugar cookie. My personal favorite out of the 2 is the cinnamon dolce. So I'm gonna put it on top of here. So I'm literally so excited to have the travel ones, because now, just like I take the travel like pre-workout and greens and stuff like that whenever I'm going somewhere, I can take these now too. And what I like about these also is, of course, like it's like a caffeine coffee, so it's gonna have caffeine. But it also, per serving, has, I think it's 19 grams of protein, 18 grams of protein. So all I do is, I did like 3/4 water, and then I did like, ooh, I think I put too much. I put too much water, I put too much liquid. 3/4 of water, and then like 1/4 of my unsweetened almond milk or cashew milk, because I don't want to like be wasting them calories on milk. It's so good. This is definitely my top 3 flavors. They have so many flavors. This is top 2, so code Julia Rene to save 10% at checkout. This is what we got. So you guys know I order from Mega Fit Meals, so I have all of my protein like chicken, shrimp, cod, and beef, and turkey already in the fridge, so it's just so much easier. It makes prepping that much easier because I don't have to spend hours on making the protein, which takes the longest. So this is what we have for like extra stuff. So we have blueberries, we have avocados that I have for my breakfast, and then I got some cucumbers. This is what I'm putting on top of my little like tuna rice cakes that I was telling you about, and then I mix it with a little bit of the light mayo. So I put that on top too, and I also like put pickles in it for like an added texture. We got strawberries, fat-free whip. I am going to be implementing on my regular calorie days, not my high carb days, the Ninja Creamies again. So I already have them in the freezer ready to go for me to start having them in the evenings, and I like to top it with a little bit of this. These 2 are for Zach, because I'm gonna make him some overnight oats, so when he is like in a rush in the morning and he needs breakfast, he can have this. So I'm gonna mix it with Buff Chick protein powder, the chocolate one, and then with some chia seeds because it adds like even more thickness to it and texture, and then put some of these nuts on it, which is like pumpkin seeds, cashews, and a little bit of raisins also. Not so fond of the raisins, but yeah. More egg whites because I already have some in my fridge right now, but I always like need more because of how much I'm having every day. This is the milk that I like to get. It's the unsweetened cashew milk. For 1 cup, it's 25 calories. Then spinach, I'm going to be adding this to my tuna rice cakes, or I can also add it into my egg white mix in the morning. I always like to buy things that I can use for multiple meals, because then I can have like the rice cake, put spinach, and then put the tuna mix thing on top, skipping peanut butter. I know it's not like the best for you, but honestly, it's delicious. Like, let's be real. And then some packaged rice too, because I only have 1 meal on my high carb day that has rice, and it's just a small portion. So I was like, I might as well just get the little bag so it's just easier for me to do. And then I got the spreadable, I can't believe it's not butter, which is 1 tablespoon is 35 calories. We got some more of my favorite little sody, zero Dr. Pepper cherry. What else? Rice squares. I decided to keep these in my off-season meal plan because I really, really liked them. So this is going to be, I believe this is my post-workout meal for my high carb day. And that's about it. I also got just some spices that I need restocks of, like pink salt and the, everything not the bagel. Everything but the bagel. Bagel not included. You know what I mean. All right, guys, so I am like in the process of eating my pre-workout meal. So I wanted to do a little physique update so you guys can see like what my body is looking like 1 week post-show. So I checked in with my coach for the first time since my show a couple days ago on Thursday, and I'm only checking my weight once a week whenever I'm checking in with my coach, because I know that I spent a couple of days, you know, eating whatever I wanted, like, you know, going to breakfast with my mom and dad. And, you know, that's one thing that can easily, like when you get into off season, like be a mind F, is seeing you go from like the lightest weight that you've been, and then you eat like heavy food. And of course, like you're going to gain weight. Like it's very normal, but it's hard to like justify it in your mind, that you start to believe that, oh, me weighing 132 pounds, that is normal. It's not normal. It becomes your new normal because you're so used to yourself like dropping weight. And my normal like set point weight is anywhere probably between like 150. Like that's where I like feel healthiest, and I don't know what we're going to get to this year, but right now I'm weighing 140 pounds. So that's the last weight that I had with my check-in. So we're 8 pounds up from my show day morning weight, which was 132. And of course, like when I saw the weight, I was like freaking out for a second, which is so normal. So that's why I want to share it with you guys. But I know that food has weight. So if you think about it, this is something that I tell all my clients too, because we try not to be super scale focused because it doesn't mean everything. There's so many more measures that matter when coming to like changing your physique than the scale. So what was I saying? Food has weight. So I went from eating like these teeny tiny meals 5 times a day, you know, you guys saw how small they were sometimes, to eating like a burger, fries, ice cream, breakfast. Like that food has weight. It also has like an immense amount of salt, fat, sugar, foods that my body isn't normally processing. And for a couple of days, like after, you know, when I got back home, I got back on track, you know, got back to a meal plan, my digestion was kind of messed up. And it makes sense. Like all of it logically makes sense. So I just want to show you guys also though, look at this. Angel Competition Bikinis made me a Know Your Power posing suit. Like, oh my God, isn't that so cute? Okay, so this is what upper body's looking like. We're looking a little bit like softer, like compared to how I was looking obviously on show day. I still have like veins, I still have some lines and stuff. My abs are they're looking pretty good. They're definitely like not as sharp. The first couple of days where I was eating whatever I want, my stomach, like it inflamed and washed out and I was like, oh my God, I have no abs. Now my legs, they still look really good. They're definitely, whenever I start putting on weight, it always happens first in my stomach and my legs. So what I noticed is just like my legs aren't as sharp as they used to be, which is totally normal. I was looking at my glutes earlier and I was honestly surprised that they looked as sharp as they did. But this is how we're looking, guys. 8 pounds up. But I feel good. Like I feel really good, and you know, it's so nice to like be training. Like I remember going back to the gym the first time after coming back home from Nevada, and I finally went to the gym after having like all of that, you know, food that I got to have. It was like I was telling you guys, like I couldn't wait to just go back and have a training session where I wasn't fatigued, where I wasn't exhausted. Why did I say it like that? Exhausted. And I felt strong. And I think I went a little too hard because I was so excited that I had my strength back because I had food in me and fuel. And I am still sore from that workout because I got overly excited. But we're getting ready to, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna drop Vision off to get groomed, and then I'm gonna go and do a workout, which I'll explain to you what we're doing for the next 2 weeks as far as workout goes and other things that have been on my mind lately. So let's go. All right, y'all. So I just dropped Vision off to get groomed. It's been so long since he's got a haircut. The other day, him and Reese were in the backyard and they both got covered in mud. I don't know how because it hasn't rained. So, and then they like tracked it all over the house. So Zach gave them a bath. But whenever he gets a bath and he doesn't get blow dried after the bath, his hair is like floof and his little beardy was all long and stuff like that. So while he's at the groomer, I'm gonna go to the gym, and I might even stop at Trader Joe's because there's a certain seasoning that I love. And it's the everything but the elote seasoning from Trader Joe's. And I don't have a Trader Joe's that's like too close to me right now. So I usually just like don't get it. But I'm like, okay, I'm actually buy one right now. So I'm going to just grab it and go. And my workout's going to be relatively quick because for 2 weeks, I'm doing a deload week. Well, 2 weeks of a deload. So basically, the purpose of a deload is to help with recovery, to reduce inflammation. You guys know that I have been going from 0 to 100 for months now with my training and haven't had that much of a break. So doing this is super, super good for my body. So basically, what my coach told me, we're going to be doing this for 2 weeks, and instead of my like upper body like hit days, because I train Monday, I do like more of a hit style, Tuesday is legs, Wednesday is rest, Thursday is legs, Friday is either that upper body / hit workout. It's not really like targeting upper body because remember we took that out. And then Saturday, which is today, is another leg day. So for these next 2 weeks, I'm taking out those HIIT workouts completely and swapping them with yoga, which is what I did yesterday, which is going to be so good for my body. And I did it yesterday and I was like, I'm so happy that I did this. So that's what I'm doing on those days. But on my other 3 like leg days, I'm going into the gym. It's a really quick workout. It's probably no more than 30 to 40 minutes. Very similar to how I was doing my workouts, like my pump up workout before my show. So I'm picking 3 to 4 exercises that I'm like targeting my glutes and hams, and I'm doing 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps of a light weight. And that's what I'm doing each time I do my leg day for the next 2 weeks to help with reducing, inflammation, giving my body a rest, but not completely just not going to the gym. So I wish that I can film it for you guys. It's honestly not that interesting, but I'm at a Gold's Gym and they really do not like you to film there. So what I'm most likely going to do today is some form of hip thrust, some form of RDL, some form of a kickback, and maybe an additional something, because I can do 3 to 4. So it'll be relatively quick and then we're going to be done. So that's what I'm doing for the next 2 weeks. And then we'll go back to training like normal, and trying to progressive overload, put muscle mass on, but we'll talk about that in the next video. Look who's back! Vision, show them how cute you look. He's always so fluffy after they blow dry him. Hey, buddy! I always have them trim up his beard, but keep some of the scruff because I like his little scruff. And then they do a little fan on his tail. But you look especially orange today. You're such a good boy. You deserve a tweet. Okay, back home after my workout. My hair looks crazy right now. I thought that I was really going to hate doing the 2 weeks deload. And honestly, I did it first. The first day that I did it, I was like, why am I even here? It seemed so quick that I was like, what's the point of even being here? But my body is loving it. And excuse me, I just had some protein powder real quick. Yeah, my body's loving it. I know that this is something that I absolutely need. So it's going to be nice to do that for 2 weeks and really just focusing on the time under tension and really feeling it. And I'm having the most insane glute and ham pumps when I'm going and training legs from doing it this way, which is crazy, which it makes sense. It makes sense. So I've been loving that. The last thing I wanted to talk about was my hunger level. So what I noticed, at least coming back from Nevada after getting to eat whatever I wanted and stuff like that, and just have a couple of days of just living a normal life, eating good food. Of course, it was so fun and it was awesome and I loved it and it's a part of like living life, but I just hated like the way that I felt. You know what I mean? Because one thing that is crazy is that when I woke up show day morning, after all of these months of eating so clean and very like specific foods and watching everything that I eated, my eye color was like so light brown that it was almost like green looking from just like how clean I have been eating. It was wild. And I'm not saying that like my eye color has changed or anything since eating fun foods, but after spending a couple of days of having fun, it was like, yeah, of course, like when I'm eating the food and getting to go out with my family, it's so fun. But I was telling Ian, I was like, it's just like how your body gets so sensitive to anything that is different because you've been eating a specific way for a long period of time, that I was just uncomfortable, I was bloated, I was sluggish, and I was like, I don't like this feeling. And of course, every once in a while, like that's okay. But having like 2 days of just kind of eating whatever I wanted and eating more intuitively, I was like, this feeling, I don't like this feeling. And it's way more apparent because of the drastic difference. But I was still like, I noticed that my hunger levels have just like started to increase because I'm getting more food and my body's like, wait, what? We haven't been doing this in a while. So it has been hard to manage like not snacking so much and not like just ordering DoorDash and stuff like that. And I've been really good about, you know, getting back on track to a meal plan or following my macros again and stuff. But yeah, off season, I always say this, off season can be really, really hard and much harder than on season because you do have more freedom to eat whatever you want. You don't have a specific goal. You don't have to have your physique look a certain way, but you still have to be very mindful of how quickly you eat a lot of food because you can rebound so hard, put on so much weight, be very inflamed. I had my first off season. After my first show, I literally didn't know how to reverse diet. I didn't reverse diet. We went into lockdown like right afterwards and I blew up. So much so that I had edema in my legs and my ankles where just walking, because of the excess of carbohydrates way too fast, walking hurt because I was so inflamed. And I was talking to one of my clients today who competed in her second show this season, and she was messaging us and she was like telling us how she did and stuff. And she's like thinking about doing a third show. And she was saying a part of me wants to do a third show just because I fear what I'm going to do when I go into the off season. And I completely related to her because I've had similar fears. Like I was telling you guys in my previous videos of going into the off season, because you do have more freedom. You don't have a goal that you're focused on. And I was telling her, I was like, if you want to do another show and can continue to do a cut only because you fear what's going to happen if you don't, that's not a good enough reason to compete. And I thought that I should tell you guys that, because if your fear is to stop doing your cut or to get out of bodybuilding, and so you just continue to like do a lot of cardio, you continue to restrict your food just because you fear what's going to happen afterwards, that's not a good enough reason. And that means that there's something there with food that you need to address in the off season. And that gives you a scary but beautiful opportunity to practice it. And that's what I do each time I go into an off season, is like, I want to maintain an even better physique off season. I want to have healthier habits and more balance each off season. I want to give myself more grace when necessary each off season. So That's something that I just wanted to share with you guys. And if that's something that you struggle with too, just know I do as well. There's moments where like I panic or like I freak out and I'm like, I don't know, like what if I go all the way up to 170 pounds like I have done before? What if I do this? What if I do this? All these what ifs. And the thing is that those what ifs aren't even reality yet. You're the one that decides if that's how your off season goes. You're the one that decides like what you put into your mouth, like when you put the food down, when you start refocusing your goals and following your macros. And I was telling this to Zach the other day. I was like, I'm gonna be honest, like off season's scary to me. I can do on season, I can do that. And he was like, yeah, and then I immediately told him, I was like, I'm just scared that I'm gonna blow up and gain a bunch of weight, you know, fall off from training, lose my motivation. Like these are things that I fear. But I told him, I was like, I know that the only way that happens is if I let it happen. The answer is always simple. The act of doing it is always a lot more complicated. So I know I blabbed a lot in this video, but I just wanted to share with you guys all the things that, you know, I've been struggling with, my fears and stuff. And I'll continue to keep you guys updated on this time when things start going back to normal. The holidays are coming. I have so much to look forward to, and I can't wait to see you guys in the second episode of the off-season files, where we're gonna go over my training routine, my nutrition, my supplementation and how it's changed, all of that jazz. And I'll share more meals with you guys that I'm having so that we can have fun. So I love you guys so much, and you are more powerful than you think. Bye.